You've probably seen it plastered all over social media and things that discipline is the key to you achieving your goals. Discipline is super important, no denying that, but you will run out of discipline. You will run out of the energy required to be disciplined. Okay, so what do I mean by you're going to run out of discipline? Like, isn't this just like grit, determination, and more of that? Yeah, but how often can you do that? How much are you going to be able to grit and bare your teeth and get down to the work before it gets so much that you just say, nope, nope, not doing it, not today. And from there we get a nice downward spiral into pizza weekends or giving up on our hopes and dreams. I don't know, bit extreme, right? Here's a little example of how I think discipline is. Let's take a 20-sided dice. Now, every time you have to use your discipline, you have to grit your teeth to dig in, to get on with this, you need to roll your dice of discipline. Now, the number that you go up against is based on a number of factors. Let's say whether you've slept well, whether you're actually recovered, whether this is the first time you're having to do this. The rest of the time so far, you've been able to use your habits that you've built into. Maybe you've been inspired. Maybe you're well motivated and to stick to your plan. Today's the first time you need to roll your dice of discipline, to see if you can get on with your task. Now, because this is the first time, we're going to keep the number nice and low. It's going to be maybe a 4 or 5. It's quite easy. You roll your dice. And you get a 12. Woo! Everyone cheers. You get on with your task. Awesome. The next time this happens, though, that number is increased because you've already used some of your repository, some of your little canister of discipline. Your little battery has been depleted a little bit. So you're then going to have to beat a 10. The number's getting higher for rolling that dice. So here we go. It's a lovely sound. I got an 11. It's okay. Today I can carry on. We do it again. All good. The next time you're having to beat a 15. You see where I'm going with this? It gets harder. You're having to dig deeper. And eventually you're going to come up against a number that you just can't beat. You're going to come up against a 20. You roll your dice of discipline. You might get lucky, but you're more likely to fail. And in that failure, you're just going to feel exhausted. It's taken so much effort to do this. So the question is, how do I counter this constant depletion of my discipline? To counter the constant depletion, we need to make sure we're getting rest. Rest is so important. We need to make sure that we have the good inspiration. That thing that we want to attain is there. It's on the horizon every day. We've got it emotionally attached to us so we can reach for it. We have the motivation to stick to this plan. We've planned this whole journey, segmented all the way up to reaching that goal, so that we can build the habits, so that we continually just do this thing without having to use our discipline, because it just becomes part of life, part of our daily routine. If we've got all those in place, then when we need the discipline to come in and help us, it's there, it can help us. We can then rest, recover, and we repeat. We're back into our routine. We're not losing too much, and we don't end up with discipline fatigue. So build up from the right place. Don't start with discipline, because that is where you will fail. That's not where you start. If you want to start, find some inspiration. Get off social media, get off YouTube, whatever it might be, and start to find what emotionally inspires you. What are you wanting to change? I hope that little analogy helped. Take care now.